Hey everyone, Assalamu alaikum. This is me, Manahil Morjovali. I am a student of Rahana School, Kiringi campus. Today we have the privilege of interviewing Cyrus, a seasoned expert with over 30 years of international experience in sales, recruitment, leadership, facilitation, organizational talent development, and life coaching. Cyrus has made significant contribution across industries like pharmaceuticals, banking, and oil and gas, working in over 25 countries and influencing individuals from 50 nationalities. He is co-founder of the Trainers Resource Group in Pakistan and the Dubai Human Resources Forum in the UAE. As a certified global master trainer and coach, Cyrus is the renowned for his transformative coaching and career development seasons. So join me as we explore Cyrus' insights and experience that we shape that have shaped future leaders around the globe. Welcome, Cyrus. How are you?
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. It's my pleasure. So, before moving on questions, uh, could you please introduce yourself for my viewers?
I think you just did that. You sort of read my summary, and that is my introduction. So basically, hardcore sales and customer service trainer, recruiter, recruitment training, how to help HR people conduct interviews, how to make maximize on the CV. I'm a leadership trainer, and I'm a career coach.
All right, that's really fantastic. Thank you so much for your introduction. So, now let's move on to questions. My first question is on your screen. Can you share a specific instance where your understanding of culture nuances significantly impacted the success of a training or coaching session?
Okay, so if I understand this question correctly, the answer that I would like to give is that, let's say, in the last company that I was working, Halliburton, oil and gas, there were, as you read from my profile, I've been interacting with maybe over 50, 80 nationalities in my company. So, in any part of the world, there are different nationalities working there. So, culture can also be the accent. So, let's say if I have in my room Irish and Welsh colleagues, they are speaking English, but I don't understand their accent. So it's very important for me to understand them. So what I do is, from the very beginning, I share with them or I request them that I'm sure there will be many times when I don't understand what you are saying, mainly because of your accent. So please bear with me, please be patient with me. And when I ask you to repeat your question, because your question is very important to me, so please speak a bit slowly and so that I can understand your question correctly and therefore answer appropriately. So I think this is very important in all cultures because here I'm talking of culture coming in and accent. Opposite to this, contrary to this, if I don't ask for clarifications, if I don't ask them to speak clearly, and if I act as if I understood their question because I'm shy to ask them to speak again or say the question out clearly again, then I would be the fool giving a completely different answer or a wrong answer based on what they did not ask. So, whichever the culture, because why am I giving you this example? Because in some cultures, you don't ask questions. You don't ask questions to your seniors. And I guess if you do that, you risk the possibility of looking like a fool because you're not answering the question or you haven't understood the question and you're answering something different. So, irrespective of the culture, it's very important that you communicate Listen attentively. If you don't understand, ask, clarify, and then give the answer. So that's my understanding of culture and getting the relationship stronger from the very beginning.
Yes, that's really a fantastic example. When we are shy to ask questions, so we don't learn.
Correct,
As you said that we are acting like, oh, I am understanding you. So we are not learning.
correct.
Yes. So now let's move on to the next question. My next question is for you. What was a pivotal moment in your career that reshaped your approach to leadership development or life coaching?
So if I understand the question correctly, I am a trainer, a leadership trainer. And if I understand the question correctly, when did I change from the to leadership coaching? I think training involves imparting knowledge, sharing my learnings with a group of people, 15 people, 12 people, 18 people in a room. And my way of training is very interactive, extremely interactive. But nowadays, I feel that something more impactful than classroom learning is individual one to one coaching. It can be in person, face to face, or online. So I felt that yes, I am sharing my ideas with 15 people in the classroom. Hopefully, all of them are attentive and all of them are listening attentively and then asking me for clarifications. So I think the pivotal moment was when I realized that I can be of more value to people one to one, and especially when I have senior most executives in a room. And when it is one to one, face to face, it is much more impactful for their learning than them sitting in a classroom with five other peers, two juniors, and one more senior in the room.
All right, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for your wonderful answer. So, have you ever implemented an unconventional or experimental method in your training program? What was the outcome?
I love this question, and you'll love my answer even better. Never, ever, ever have I repeated my training in the next program. So let's say I'm a leadership trainer, I'm talking about leadership topics. Um, the audience is different every single time. Their questions are different, the sequence of their questions are different. I've never said, please wait for slide number 57 and I'll reply this question tomorrow after tea. So my trainings have always been unconventional in the sense that I've never followed an agenda because it's very boring for me and the participants. So I've been very unconventional, never followed the agenda. Um, and let's say if I'm talking about time management, and all of a sudden someone asks me a question on presentation skills, I would immediately reply to that question on presentation skills and not say, please wait for seven more slides and we'll just cover and come to the topic of presentations. Hardly anyone does that. At least I think hardly anyone does that. Most trainers like to go through a sequence. The reason why they want to go through a sequence is because they are going to read the slides. And if they deviate from the slide and answer the question which is not according to the slide, they are lost. So, what is more important? My reading the slides in a sequence or my answering the question of a participant? Which is more important? Obviously, the participant and his question. So, that's have always been unconventional.
That's really fantastic leadership skill. Thank you so much for your answer. So my next question is for you. Uh, Throughout your extensive career, what personal growth practices have you adhered in order to stay at the top of your field?
Read, 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 read. Read by the suitcases, not trolley bags, not little bags. So I would order, let's say, two suitcase full leadership books. I would sift through them, looking at the cover. Some I would not like, so I would return those. The others that I would like to read, I would keep. I would study each and every single one of them so that I can give new information to my colleagues and to my participants. So it's always learning and giving new information. Imagine for 20 years and 30 years, I'm doing training and I'm doing training on the same topic and I'm going like a robot in one particular sequence. I think I would be a very boring trainer in the eyes of everybody and I myself would be bored. So I keep learning even now, and I've always kept reading latest stuff so that I can always share new stuff with my participants.
Really good. Thank you so much for your answer. So now let's move on to the next question. My next question is, can you discuss a unique challenge you face while working in a specific industry, example, oil and gas? How you overcome it?
Unique challenge is, let's say, in my field of work, I'm trying to scratch the thinking of adults. I'm trying to make adults de-learn and give them new ideas. That's very difficult to do. Children are like a sponge. They are curious, creative, they want to learn, and they ask lots and lots of questions. Adults, unfortunately, as they grow up and come into a training room and sit with their peers and seniors, switch off and become shy at asking questions. So something unique about my work is I try to change the thinking of people, give them ideas, ask them to participate, uh, probe them. So I think that's how I would like to answer your question. Does that answer your question?
Yes, that's. Uh, Thank you so much for your answer. That's fine. So, what innovative strategies have you developed for talent retention and engagement that have proven successful across different cultures and industries?
Innovative strategies to develop talent. First of all, it is very important that I, the trainer, the coach, or the company, we pinpoint the correct talent. It's very easy to give a title to any colleague saying you are a talent. They'll feel very happy if you say you are a talent. But you got to pinpoint the correct talent, give them genuine or take genuine interest in their own growth, support them, guide them, create a true relationship with them, a true professional relationship where all that I'm doing is giving, 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 helping, helping, helping. When they realize that my only objective is to make them learn and grow and develop, and once they realize this, and once that genuine trust and bond is created, then it's very easy to keep the talent motivated, to make them responsible for their own learning, and therefore to retain them.
Yes, you're absolutely right. Thank you so much for your answer. So, can you talk about the leader you recalled who made a profound transformation under your guidance? What were the key factors in their development?
I think I've mentioned, already replied part of this in my last question. So let me elaborate or restate what I said. So let's say there is a junior engineer. He or she has joined the company as a trainee or a junior executive. Through my trainings and coaching, I create that trust, I create that bond, I create that relationship of learning and development. And let's say that the tenure with them for coaching is 1 year. And after 1 year, they themselves realize that they have genuinely benefited from my coaching. And therefore they say that, okay, Cyrus, now next year you got another batch, but I'm not going to leave you. You got to continue helping me whenever I come to you. And I gladly say yes. And that, surprisingly, that extra coaching years go on and on and on for another 4, 5, 6 years. So there are many instances where a few genuine talent have come to me for my help and support and guidance over the years, for 5, 6, 7 years. And both of us have seen that this talent and this employee has grown, promoted from a junior executive to a manager, having people under him or her, reporting to him or her. And then they go up to becoming a country manager, and then they become regional managers, and then they become regional directors. So if I can be instrumental in helping people grow through their career, both of us seeing this, being on this journey together, I think there is no better reward than that.
All right, great. Thank you so much for your answer. So, how has your experience working with 15 nationalities shaped your perspective on leadership and organizational development?
Everyone is biased, so am I. And you're biased by the looks of people, the way they are dressed, the way they speak, their accent, their clothing, everything. So when I was a younger man, obviously there were biases and there would be prejudgmental notions and perceptions in my mind. But as I became wiser, when I interacted more with people of different nationalities, visiting those countries, staying with them in their own countries, and interacting with different nationalities in, let's say, Dubai, I realized that every different individual from different nationalities are different. If I have an open mind to learn with them and learn with them, they will open up. People are genuinely good people. And if you have that mindset, nationalities is a number. It's, what is nationality? You are just born in a particular country because you were born there, because your parents are there and you're born there. So that's how you have a nationality. So, and if the person has stayed in that company all of his life or her life, or if another person has had the opportunity of leaving his or her hometown and country and gone to a more developed country and had a wider, bigger exposure to different people and the world at large. So, different nationalities, different cultures, it's all a learning experience. And I'm growing and understanding along with them.
All right, fantastic. Thank you so much for your answer. So, looking back on your career, what do you consider your most significant contribution to the field of organizational development and life coaching?
Helping people develop, seeing them develop and grow and get promoted and becoming better leaders, helping automatically they come up with personal issues and problems, which I also help them, seeing them getting relieved of this unnecessary burden or stress of home problems or even getting along with the boss. That is one of the biggest problems people have all over the world. Um, they just cannot get along with their bosses. Some bosses are nasty, or most of them are, because of ego problems. But helping people go through these hiccups and these hurdles and these ups and downs in their career and seeing them prosper, grow, develop, get promoted, that's the reward. That's the reward.
Yes, thank you so much for your answer. So, my next question is for you. How do you ensure a balance between professional skills and personal growth in your leadership development programs?
Personal skills, professional skills and personal growth. If you have professional skills, you will grow personally as a professional. Simple. But if you are asking
Professional
me, carry on.
professional skills like
Communication skills, presentation skills, team building, time management, interviewing skills, presenting skills. Are you still there? Are you still there?
yeah,
Hello?
I'm still
Yeah.
there.
The picture just vanished for a second. So these are professional skills. And then when I help people and colleagues and senior most people strengthen these skills, these professional skills, their personal development will grow.
Thank you so much, sir, for your answer. So, what unique feedback mechanism have you incorporated into your coaching session to ensure continuous improvement and engagement from participants?
Being genuinely interested in other people, encouraging people to ask questions, clarifying on those questions, understanding those questions, making them think for themselves, helping them and probing them and pushing them to think for their own answers, and therefore they come up with their own solutions.
All right, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for your answer. So now let's move on to next question. My next question is for you. How do you tailor your change management session to address the specific needs of diverse organization cultures?
Very simple. On one hand, I have a training material file with 300 printed pages, plus I have 437 slides, plus I have my trainer notes, plus I have a booklet that every participant is given. Do you think anyone reads that during the class and after the class? Never ever. Never ever. So, to answer your question, the simplest way of doing this is to treat each individual separately, giving everyone the chance to think and ask questions and share their experiences, listen attentively to what they are saying, understand what they are saying, make them realize that the relationship and bond that we are trying to create in that coaching room or training room is genuine, based on mutual, honest trust, everything else follows. Simple.
Thank you so much, sir, for the wonderful answer. And thank you so much for sharing your involvement, insights, and experience with us today. Your contribution to leadership development and organizational growth are truly inspiring. So, to our audience, thank you for joining us. We hope you found this conversation as enlightening as we did. Stay tuned for more interviews with from various fields. So, until next time, this is Nahid Morjabali signing off. Thank you so much, sir, again for your precious time and precious answer.
Thank you, Manai. Thank you.
Bye. Have a wonderful day.